What's up, boys? I'm taking a look at some more NBA player props today over on PrizePicks. PrizePicks, my favorite website for some NBA player props, and just pretty much all player props in general. They're seriously awesome over there. We got some discount deals for Taco Tuesday like they usually do. They were 8 for 8 on community-made tacos today, and we got 2 more coming today. We'll see if we can go 100% and make it 10 for 10. So, already 100%, but 10 for 10 sounds a lot better than 8 for 8. So, yeah, if anyone is new, make sure you guys go ahead and sign up for PrizePicks. Match your first deposit up to $100. With code DOMG right there. So when you guys go ahead and sign up for PrizePicks, it's available in most states. So I definitely recommend joining. A bunch of you guys have been using my code. I seriously do appreciate it because it helps me out and helps you guys out as well. But yeah, yesterday in the video we were 3-2, so it was a really, really weird day yesterday. It was pretty bad, to be honest. So I mean, 3-2, not very good, but yesterday was just wild. It could have been a lot worse. There's a lot of stuff that looked really good that just straight up didn't hit. So it was really weird day. So we'll take a look at some more NBA player props for today, though. Hopefully today's a little bit better. So let me know how you guys did yesterday, if it was really bad, or maybe you guys got out of it pretty good and had a pretty good night. So, but let's go ahead. I think that pretty much covers everything. Yeah, just make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. Helps me out. So let's go ahead though and talk about some of these props here. So I got 4 for you guys, and then 2 we'll talk about the taco discounts that are coming later tonight. So we're going to start off with the 4 of those. So we'll start out with, I got 2-point props, 1 assist, and 1 rebound, all on the over. And then we have a taco for rebounds and a taco for assists. So, all right, let's take a look at Darius Garland points here. So Garland is one I'm kind of liking a little bit today, over 19.5 points here. So has hit in 3 straight games and by a lot. So he just needs 20 tonight against Atlanta. So averaging 22 in his last 5 games here. So let's take a look more into it. He's a minus 114 to hit at 20.5. He's 52% this season and has hit in 8 out of his last 10 games. So we'll take a look at this matchup here, Cleveland versus Atlanta. So always do your own research. This is just early looks at this. It's 3:05 right now. Kind of getting this video up a little bit later than I usually do. But there's a lot's going to change from now in 6 o'clock or probably 6:30 tonight, because I think the earliest game is 7:30. So a lot changes. Always do your own research. Don't go off of directly just what I say, because I don't play half of these from the video at the end of the day. So just always keep that in mind, because a lot changes throughout the day. So anyways, let's take a look, though, at Darius Garland going against the Atlanta Hawks. So 1-point spread, 219.5 over-under. So point guard versus Atlanta. So already on point guard, let's take a look at the points, and they are kind of in the middle, it looks like. So probably about right in the middle there at 23.13 is what they are averaging to the point guard position so far this season. Let's take a look at the last 7 games and what Atlanta is doing. And in the last 7 games, Atlanta's still right there, man. 23.91, still in the middle. So seems like a middle-of-the-road matchup here for Darius Garland. It could be pretty good for maybe even PRA. Rebounds and assists are looking pretty good. But I'm kind of leaning towards the points still. Just a guy who's hit 8 out of his last 10 games. And just a pretty good look for today, I'm thinking. So get a little bit of discount here, about 1 point on PrizePicks. So compared to other places that are 20.5. Another reason I like PrizePicks, they usually take 1 point less on pretty much everything. I mean, yards are usually like 10 less for like the NFL and stuff. They're always a lot lower than other places, and it's amazing because if you like to take overs like I do, you kind of like that. So let's take a look, though, at some more props here. Let's take a look at Anthony Edwards. I kind of was leaning, I wanted to choose one between LaMelo Ball or Anthony Edwards, and I kind of set on Anthony Edwards just due to the matchup here. So this game is going to be insane. More than likely, I'll show you guys what I see in this game here. But 23.5, averaging 23.2 in his last 5 games here. So he's hitting 3 straight with 26, 31, and 37. So coming off a 37-point game, too, against the Indiana Pacers. So he's a minus 104 to hit at 24.5. It's a huge over-under this game. He should have a lot of opportunities to go ahead and hit this. It just depends if he can take advantage of those opportunities. So got to put the ball in the hoop. So 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games, 49% this season. But he did have 11 in the last matchup, but he only played 27 minutes. And he's played at least 37 minutes, though, in his last 3 games. So he's played 37 minutes in these games, only had 27 last matchup where he dropped 11. Probably wouldn't have hit still in the other 10 minutes he should hopefully be getting tonight. So it's an interesting one here. So the only thing that's kind of drawn me away from this prop is him in his last matchup not doing very, very well. So we'll take more look at it in this one, though. So small forward here going against the Charlotte Hornets. So 6.5 point spread, 244 over-under. One of the highest over-unders I think I've seen this season. They're projecting for this one to be a complete shootout. This is what I meant by there should be a lot of opportunities. It could be a pretty good game to target some overs, but yeah, 6.5 point spread isn't that big of a deal. Hopefully this one doesn't blow out, or that could end up being a big deal. But Let's take a look at small forward going against the Charlotte Hornets at 8 o'clock tonight. So small forward here going against the Charlotte Hornets. And the Hornets are pretty much right in the middle. So he's got an easier matchup than LaMelo Ball, personally, is what I think. So I was kind of leaning between those two, man. But it's a little bit tougher. So Charlotte, yeah, kind of in the middle. Maybe a little bit on the harder side last 7 games. Kind of in the middle. I don't know. They're right around there. So, yeah, it's kind of middle road matchup for him in a super shootout game is what it should be, hopefully. So, we'll see how this one goes. But he's one that's he's on my list, but I'm not sure if I'll end up taking him at the end of the day. But we're taking a look at another Anthony Edwards prop here. We're moving on to his assists here. So 3.5 assists is the third player prop I got for you guys in today's video here. So 3.5 assists. He's averaging 4.2 in his last 5 games, coming off of an 8 assist game and a 4 assist game. So let's take a look more into this one though. 6 out of 10 in his last 10 games. He's a minus 140 to hit this. 47% this season. He had 2 in his last matchup versus Charlotte on November 26th. So it's been a while since he played. He's been dishing the ball out a lot more. I'm kind of thinking here. So I'm not sure. You can take that last matchup with a grain of salt too for points and assists. He's kind of been even better since. So I don't know. He's minus 140 to hit, which looks pretty good. And a 6 out of 10 last 10 isn't horrible. So yeah, let's take a look more into this one though. So again, we're going to take a look at small forward here going against the Charlotte Hornets, this time 4 assists. And the Charlotte Hornets are allowing the most assists so far this season to the small forward position in the NBA. It's pretty big. Let's take a look at the last 7 games. And they're still allowing the most assists in the last 7 games to the small forward position. So 6.1 they're allowing. 6.2 if you round it up. In the last 7 games looks pretty good. And then, I mean, they're staying consistent too and allowing a lot of assists to small forwards. I'm liking this one for Anthony Edwards just a little bit here. But again, past matchup was not very good for Anthony Edwards, so kind of be aware of that, although it was kind of a while ago. So just always, there's a lot you guys got to take a look at when taking a look at some of these props. So there's a lot. So let's take a look at a rebound one though, and then move on to talking about the tacos today. So the last one on my list though is Deandre Ayton, and personally, he might be my favorite one, along with Anthony Edwards' assists. I'm kind of liking Ayton a little bit, man. I voted for him for the taco, but he did not. CP3 ended up beating Deandre Ayton for the taco in their community voting on prizepicks Discord. So, but averaging 9.6 in his last 5 games here. So 10, 7, 6, 9, and 16 in his last 5 games here. Going against the Clippers tonight. So let's take a look at this matchup here. So Suns and the Clippers. Be aware of the blowout. The Suns like to pull their players in blowout situations. It's happened plenty of times when I've taken Devin Booker props where they pull him the entire 4th quarter. Definitely something you guys have to be watching out for. So it could be the same with Chris Paul tonight. You never know. Or maybe this game kind of stays close. So you never really know. But 223.5 over under. So this game's at 10 o'clock tonight. We'll take a look at this one. So center going against the Los Angeles Clippers. Center rebounds against the Clippers here. And they are definitely on the easier side here. So it looks like 3, 6, 7, 8. They're allowing the 8th most rebounds to the center position so far this season. Let's take a look at the last 7 games. And Clippers, kind of in the middle. So they've been a lot better recently rebounding the ball to the center position. But I don't know, that points is staying up there, man. Maybe 8 points is a good look too. But yeah, allowing the 4th most there. Season long Clippers allowing the 4th most. So they've kind of stayed consistent points wise. But I haven't taken a look at Deandre Ayton's points. So I don't know. That could be a good one too. But I'm kind of leaning more towards rebounds or maybe even PRA, man. You never know. So we'll see how this one ends up going at the end of the day, but he's kind of one I'm liking. Honestly, I think Anthony Edwards might be my favorite. If I had to rank these guys, definitely a tough one. Got 2 Anthony Edwards in there. Probably Anthony Edwards assists is my favorite, and then Darius Garland points, and then Edwards points would be the 3rd. No, because I like Ayton. I don't know. It's really hard to rank. Just always doing research. Get your own rankings. So. All right, let's take a look at the tacos though real quick before the end of this video. I'm going to kind of cover these briefly, but what the tacos should be, they're not confirmed yet, but what they should be is Joel Embiid over 10.5 rebounds. So he's at 12.5. They're going to bump it down to 10.5 is what it seems like as of right now. So that would be a 4 out of 5 hit rate in his last 5 games. He's still averaging 13.6 in his last 5. So you take a look at this. I believe he is a minus 250 to hit at least 11 rebounds. He's hit 8 out of his last 10 games, 55% on the season. And in his 3 matchups versus Boston, he has had 18 in the first matchup, 10 in the second, and 13 in the third. In the last third matchup was January 14th, and the second matchup was like in December. So the most recent matchup, he had 13. So it's going to end up being maybe a decent one here. But it's not, tacos today, not exactly my favorite if I'm going to be honest, but I'll probably still end up taking it at the end of the day. So it's a 2-point spread, low over under. They're expecting a slow matchup tonight is what it looks like. So not a big fan of that for some rebounds. I'm not going to lie. Usually like the higher over-unders because it means a higher pace, a lot more shots going up. But it doesn't really look like that's how this game is going to end up going, unfortunately. So we'll still take a look, though. Center rebounds versus Boston. And Boston is a little bit on the easier side here. 15.77 rebounds allowed to the center position. So definitely on the easier side, probably around that 10th most rebound range allowed to centers, somewhere around there. And then Boston here is allowing the 5th most rebounds to centers in the last 7 games. So I'm liking this a little bit for Joel Embiid. The matchup is very, very good. It's just the over-under kind of scares me a little bit. Hopefully enough shots go up so we can grab those rebounds, but it'll probably be one I end up taking at the end of the day. I love the community tacos. I mean, 8 for 8. I'm just going to keep riding the wave on them, man. So just got to get some good pairings for them to hit those 2-pick power plays. So let's take a look, though, at Chris Paul here. He is supposed to be at 9.5 assists. Maybe this is, again, not confirmed, so but 9.5 assists, so that would be a 4 out of 5 here in his last 5 games, 4 out of 4 in his last 4, and averaging 13.2 in his last 5, so he's going to need 10 tonight. All right, so he's a minus 104 to hit at 11.5, so it's at 9.5, but he's at 63% on the season. He had 8 in the first matchup and 10 in the second versus the Clippers. Be aware of that. So he had 10 on January 6th, and he has hit in 65% of games where the Suns win by 10 plus. So that can also factor in because, again, like I was talking about, there's massive blowout potential in this one. I kind of favor Embiid if I had to rank the tacos, but yeah, blowout situation here. Last time the Suns did win by 10 plus against the Clippers. They didn't the first time where he had 8 assists, I believe I said. So, but he did have 10 in the last matchup where they won by 10 plus points. So it's an interesting one. Let's take a look more into the matchup, though. So I know he's a point guard, but just double check. Point guard versus the Clippers here. So point guard assists versus the Clippers. And the Clippers are pretty much right in the middle there. So 8.18 is what they are averaging to the point guard position. But this is Chris Paul, best facilitator in the league. So last 7 games here, Clippers are still pretty much in that range. They've stayed consistent on being a pretty average team to allowing point guard assists. So we'll see if we end up liking this one at the end of the night when they end up posting this one, but I assume this talk won't go live until like 9 o'clock, I think. Might be a little bit earlier than that. We'll see. But I don't know, man. Definitely some interesting tacos and interesting plays out there today. We'll see how this one goes. Hopefully it's not another really weird night like it was last night, because last night sucked, man. It was horrible. So, yeah. That's pretty much good for today's video, man. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Use code DOMG when you guys do go ahead and sign up for prize picks. Make your first deposit 100% up to $100, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.